Hello, and welcome to Khosi Nation Fan TV. I am a disappointed Pilo. I am your host. This is where fans meet and talk about Kaizer Chiefs Football Club. We've just lost a game to SEKHUKHUNE United in the Dstv Premiership. Pirates won yesterday against Cape Town City, which was a tough game for them, and I was expecting them to actually lose, and they actually went behind. And now you're expecting it, okay, now Chiefs, Pirates won, so now you should try and make ground and get closer. Supersport United drew their game. I don't even remember who they were playing against. I think it was Gallants as well. So I was like, okay, it's looking good. We all we need to do now is to just catch up with Pirates. If we can win one game that we have in hand, then we will be behind Pirates by 3 points. But then Pirates might lose one game, and then we're within. We win all our games. Our team just does the most ridiculous thing. For starters, we concede an early goal. I'm trying to think of a situation, Yoguti, in all the scenarios that you do as a coach, that you are told as players going to a game, do not concede. Just be compact for the first 10 minutes. Just get into the game. Stay in the game long enough to be able to know what, okay, we've established how we're playing and we can do other things. But the very first thing that you are expecting from any team is Uguti, beginning of the game, you are solid at the back. And from the get-go, we considered. And I know some people will come and talk about and blame Ungezana. I cannot blame Ungezana for that goal. I cannot, because Ungezana is running towards his own goal. And what happens? The cross is behind him. Because Yana was trying to go and block the cross. And the ball is played behind him. If you have played football, you will know, Uguti, if the ball is behind you, even if you try, it's inertia. Your body is going that side. And when you are trying to immediately stop your body so that you can clear the ball. He tries his best. He clears the ball poorly, obviously, and then it gets the ball. Who's alone? Who is alone in the box? How does that even happen? Before you even blame Ungezana, how does it happen, Guti? In the 4th minute, we're already in a situation where in our box, there is a player who's unmarked. And then he scores. Siabi, yeah. Siabi scores on the 4th minute, and that's it. That's the game. After that, it was just shambles and shambles and shambles and shambles. And shambles after shambles. Nothing materialized whatsoever. Like Umat, I don't know where he was the entire game. I cannot tell you. I didn't see Yusuf Mat in that game. So it's like, I don't know where to even begin with this game, because if I can talk about the changes that were made, Frosla for Uhlanti, I wouldn't say Uhlanti was a huge miss. We didn't lose because Uhlanti wasn't there. I don't think we lost because Ustebe wasn't there also. I just think we lost because the moment we considered a goal, we lost our plot. I will continue talking about, because I want to let you guys also comment. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel, and also comment letting me know what you thought about the game. So let me let my feelings known. Okay, first of all, Uko was not match fit. I will not blame Uzwane for that though, for including him in the first 11. Why am I not blaming him for that? Because we saw Uguti with Umat no Zwane, if they are playing together and there's someone more defensive than them, then they will give more to the team. So since Ustebe wasn't there, then Ukol was supposed to be that person who's going to get the players, Martin or Stebe, to go forward, right? I get that. Frosler, I don't see who else could have played at left back, because we know Martian is not good as a defender. People will make another argument about his offensive play. But as a defender, we know he's not good. So, the obvious choice you have is Frosler. Back 4 yako is standard. You cannot change that. Midfield wise, I also don't blame how we started, because another reason that we were discussing before the game is the fact that the other thing that you don't want to blame Uzwane for is Uguti the reason why he wasn't played is not because Unyiswange's game because he's no longer good enough. It's also just because of the fact that has been playing a lot of games. Needs to be managed at some point, and in the recent few games has not been at his best, and it's not his fault. It's because of the fact that figure out and they've started man marking him. So because of that, if you see what a player is now being targeted game in, game out, then maybe rest him for a game or two, and then he'll come back, and then he's gonna come in and make a difference from the bench. Because as we said, it's also very important to have players coming off the bench and actually helping the team. So starting 11, I wouldn't blame Uzwane. It's standard, it's what it is, it's how it was. That's it. When it comes to a sub, Yabon Uzwane, that's where we have a problem. A lot of people have a problem with Uzwane when it comes to this. Like I want to be clear with this. I want to be clear on this. I'm not saying this because I'm critical of Uzwane or I'm saying Uzwane must be sacked. No. But guys, if you're being honest, if we all know this, Uzwane with his subs, he does not make Ama subs alright. He does not make Ama subs on time. 60th minute, you have Usamgelo Uzwane who's on a yellow card. You have Cole Alexander who's not giving you anything. You have Usaile who's like lost. All those three players, Umat was not there in the game as well. Finding keep Umat in the game, but why are you keeping Uzwane? Because he's not doing anything at the time. Why is Cole? Okay, Cole was taken off at the time. At the time, he took out just Zwane and Tol. But why did Usamgelo? I mean, he took out Alexander and Tol. At that time, if you take out Usamgelo and bring in Umaklo earlier, because Umaklo, at least of all the players that we have, he's the one who can find a pass. He's better. That's the only player that I've seen play my passes are SEKHUKHUNE Chiefs, especially in small spaces. Because Samgelo Zwane, they are good at playing those long range passes and carrying the ball here and then playing Ama 1-2. But Umatlo is better in finding Ama spaces and passing the ball. But no, instead we get who's good, who should have come on, yes. We get who else came on at the time? It was no Caleb. 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 Oh my god. Caleb. Okay, let's not be emotional, but I just can't help it. Like every time I talk about Caleb, my blood pressure, I feel like it just goes high. It just goes high because Caleb comes in. The moment he comes in, you know Uguti Chiefs are now planning to play crosses. And we do that to play crosses, but Caleb can't even head, yet he's tall. He gets the ball a few times. The ball he's supposed to head it and score. He can't do it. We can also question the quality, but the fact that you're a tall player and you cannot head the ball, it worries me. You're a striker, but you have a physical body that is supposed to, not physical in like just physical, but you are strong enough to bully the defenders. No gym, nothing happens. So Caleb, what was the point of Caleb coming on? Because it could have easily been Umatlo who came on at the time. Even at this point, I would even argue even SEKHUKHUNE was a better choice than Caleb. Because then you'd have players who then, one Mandla was pointing out during the game, at least you'll have someone who dribble players and by doing that, force Royal AM to not Royal AM, SEKHUKHUNE to come out and try and mark who's predictable now sometimes. That is what I'm saying. Mina, I would have preferred Matlo. Anyways, if SEKHUKHUNE comes on, what he does, he then gives you that ability which he can dribble and cause havoc. He can even win you a penalty, because if he's like do his things, he's in the box, people are panicking, they foul him, we get a penalty. That's how we're winning these days. Doesn't happen. I do not know why Caleb comes on, because it does not offer you anything. I can tell you for free, without a coaching certificate, without a coaching license, Caleb does not give Chiefs anything. So I don't get Isabga Caleb. And then we wait until the 85th minute to bring on Umatlo. Why? You might as well not do it, because you are giving a player 10 minutes to solve things that have not been sorted out for the past 80 minutes. So onke la madoda amanye ahlulwa ukusolve inkinga yodwa for 80 minutes, uzomfaka on the final 5 minutes uMatlo, uzokwenzana egamini? There's nothing azoyenza. There's nothing azoyenza if abadlali benganikezwe enough time. Because wonke umdlali, every time if they're coming on, if you bring on a player with 5 minutes to go, they are already under pressure, because they know they have to deliver. They know ukuthi, I have to win the team, I have to get the team something today, I have to, and then they end up messing up, rushing things, and because of that, we can't do anything. So Zwane really must improve when it comes to our subs, because that's a problem that we have. Yeah, but today it's not like what we always say, Uguti, oh no, the players missed so many chances. There were no chances to be missed. There was no penetration, nothing whatsoever. So I'm disappointed, Chem. Like, especially after what Katoso said about the Chiefs and youngsters, and now those youngsters played against SEKHUKHUNE, and they didn't show anything whatsoever. So now Katoso is essentially proved right to Guti. They cannot win, because now we are just now feeling like, oh no, we are being strung along here, and the derby is gonna come, and then they're gonna collapse again. And it scares me. I won't lie, it scares me. But let me read your comments. Comment, please. Let me know what you thought of the game. Like the video, share the video, do all the nice things. Kailet is saying poor game for Chiefs, silly mistakes, cost Chiefs. Alexander, I didn't see him. He wasn't match fit at all. That's the truth. Which by the way, as I said, I got the idea why he was being played. The problem is that match fitness is always a factor, man. Because if he was being eased in the past 5 games, like eased in, okay, he's gonna get better and play. But in this case, he's not played at all. So then the question is, why gamble with him on such a big game? Well, it's not such a big game, but it is a game. One could argue that they're trying to experiment before the Pirates game. I don't believe that. Mandla saying no penalty, no goal. Mandla saying Netbank, we need to beat Pirates and Stellies or SEKHUKHUNE. Mara Chiefs can't score goals, and all these teams are showing they can score goals. Yabona, the other thing is that our problem is that even if we do score goals, we then concede, which sucks. Mandla says we lost the game after conceding in 4 minutes, so we had 86 minutes and extra time, so 89 minutes. We could not create any solid chances in 89 minutes. Bruh, it kind of makes you now appreciate it makes you appreciate Uguti the chances that we've been missing, which at least in the other games we're creating chances. Here we're not even. Which means what Umukoch was saying would be predictable. He was right. So now I must say, Mkocho, you were right. We are predictable. Because if we couldn't find spaces in 89 minutes, he came here 4 minutes is just added time. We couldn't find a single chance in the entire 90 minutes. Andile saying post-match analysis or comment from AZ, we seem like we were gonna get a goal before they scored. Njani, the goal was scored on the 4th minute. We actually did, as you remember, before that goal, there was the ball over the top that Dupree got, that chance that he got, and then he missed. And then SEKHUKHUNE started the game and then they scored. One chance, only one chance, and then the game was gone. So conceding that goal basically just sent us to hell. And Smith is saying, Olampilo ngithi uzwane masimgaye i-chance for the last time anikwe ama-players if akaphumeleli sikhangele omunye ucoach. Yabo vele next season uzwane, it will be a do or die season for him because he will have all the players that he needs, so then there would be no excuse. I think that is why they gave him a contract for 3 years. With the first year is try and get a system in place. Second year, or in the first year, identify the players, the areas that are lacking, so that for the second season, you can then bring in the players, the missing pieces in the puzzle. And then third season, you are supposed to win something for sure. Or in the second season even. If the first it's possible, then it's possible. But the first season, it's about the structure, fixing things. Second season, bringing the missing pieces and winning something, or potentially or hopefully, right? The third season, the last one, is you definitely should be winning something. I think that is why contract tag was 3 years. It's because of that. And then next comment from Usposet is saying Chiefs is out of CAF Champions League race. Forget about it. Pirates won't slip up the 5-point gap in 4 games. Galaxy, Royal AM, Amazulu, SEKHUKHUNE. Who are the heavy Royal? The heavy Lokunji, Royal AM, Namazulu. Kulula, Gokwabo, SEKHUKHUNE, Nasobazo Shanj. They will beat the same SEKHUKHUNE, bra. Imagine. Man, they're saying, I don't blame anyone for the goal. However, I blame the team for not scoring in 89 minutes. I'm more worried about that than conceding in 4 minutes. No, I am worried to Mandla about the goal. I'm not blaming anyone for the goal, especially Notungezan. My problem is that how do you have a free player in your box? It does, because here's the thing, Mandla. Here's the thing. Playing a game, like if you're playing a game and you are behind, it's different. Your approach changes automatically. The moment you go behind in a game, the approach is out the window. Usually, realistically, that shouldn't happen according to the coach. You should stick to the plan. But with the players, that messes with you. So then that is why you should stay awake from the get-go. So you can't sleep just because it's only been 4 minutes. So it does concern me to concede that early in the game. Uguti, we switched off early. Yeah, but if you concede in the last 4 minutes, I would say you are tired. But in the first 4 minutes, that means you are switched off. How do you concede a goal in the first 4 minutes? You are switched off. Ulele. And that is why you concede. That's my thing, Guti. I might not blame a specific individual, but I'm saying, how is it that already you are losing structure within the first 4 minutes? You get me? That's my thing. That's just my thing. Tulan is saying, I don't know, man. That's an underrated comment. Angaz, man. Simba saying that's not a good side for Chiefs, but hard luck. Mandla saying is I'm more worried about not scoring for 89 minutes. Sposset is saying with this team performance out of 4 league games left, we will still not win more than 2. we're definitely going to the final, but I'm not sure if we're winning. Our players always pitch up against Pirates. Yes, if you want to see any sort of structure and how Chiefs wants to play, watch them play against Pirates. They will perform. Any other game, it's day off. Mandla saying lack of quality is very evident. True. Mdu comes in and we start showing some threat. Also, why did we stop pumping crosses into the box for Caleb and Sahil? I don't understand. For two reasons that I can say. SEKHUKHUNE were stopping them because they were now putting pressure on those players who were trying to bring in crosses. Secondly, those crosses were being wasted by those two guys. Mandla is saying just keep hitting balls into the box and let Zwane wait for the second ball. Mara SEKHUKHUNE was struggling to deal with Caleb and Sahil. Mara, we left them. We wanted to play for what? Cross. As I'm imagining you frantically typing the anger. Oh, what's this thing? Oh, Mande saying just Uzanovu is saying Khosi Nation, Pilo Nation, I'm not happy. Poor tactical decision by Mancave and his crew. Players don't look motivated. It's just a mess. I like Mancave, but his decision making make me that I Konavele, that was poor coaching today. I won't lie. Subs were not good enough, and the timing of the subs was not good. Usbongobuko is saying this game just showed us we need to buy Mendieta. With the attacking side, you are shocking. And can Kaizer Chiefs hire Chimitao, a former Kaizer Chiefs defender, to teach them how to defend too? Hey, some people you will say you can't coach quality into players. Sometimes you need to have something to work with. In this case, it just seems like we have nothing to work with in some of the players. If you look at them, like, what am I working with here? Umale saying crosses is what Royal M did to us, and it's cause they were desperate. Today we're desperate, Mara, no plan B. Plan B were to slay this now shame. Because usually if it's plan B, it's if it's after conceding a goal. We then don't seem to know what to do. Innocent is saying, my brother, favoritism killed us today. Zwane with the favorite will kill Kaizer Chiefs. How can you start Cole? Second, how come we are behind and you still put SEKHUKHUNE and Shabalala on the bench? I think I can defend Ega Cole. Ega Shabalala, no, SEKHUKHUNE, that I cannot defend. Can defend Ega Cole because of defending, but of being a holding defensive midfielder or holding midfielder, but I cannot defend the delay in subbing, because we're supposed to make subs at halftime because there was nothing happening. We're supposed to make subs at halftime. Mandla is saying Caleb can't head, but it was threatening SEKHUKHUNE and produce our best chances of the game, which Sahil missed, but Chiefs stopped crossing. For what reason? I think I already said my thought about the crosses, why they stopped. Zanovu is saying silly early mistake. Last man, why do you commit Dove? No one can blame Gezana. Where is Kaizer Chiefs I fell in love with in 1990? Hey, Yabole season, I would say in the next 4 games, Uzwane should just play how he wants to play. Forget about grinding results, man. To me, I feel like grinding results now, because I feel like we're out of the CAF Champions League thingy. If we play how we want to play, maybe you might get something, because this thing, your grind my results, it can work if you are an underdog. Like against the Pirates, we can grind the results. Against any other team that wants to dominate position, we can grind. But against a team like SEKHUKHUNE who are sitting deep, then it's going to be difficult to grind. Yibo who are grinding the results. So we must learn to play. Against Cape Town City, we can grind because they are going to have more position probably. But against any other team, I don't think we should be grinding our results. Umanda is saying, no, Marciano was never meant to be in this game. Yo. I can do better than this guy. Worst player, worst. Caleb was better than Marciano. Yo. This is next level. Utlanda saying, Pilo, no point to complain. Let's go get depth. Mina, I just can't wait for the season to be over. There is nothing on the bench, as you said in one of your live streams. Yeah, I bench in corner, you always look and it doesn't look right. Shame. You're like, who's gonna come in? But today Umtu was there. I don't get why he wasn't brought on earlier. So Uzwan and I should take a lot of accountability for this. Franz is saying, this is how we're going to start the next season. I seriously do not see us beating Pirates on the Nedbank Cup semis. One thing you can guarantee is that when it comes to derbies, you can trust Uguti. It's not up to form. It's up to who wins the game. Scrappy or not scrappy, we can win that game again by own goal. Look at how we've won the 2 games against Pirates. One was a goal from the other side of the center line. The other one was a own goal. Derbies, anything can happen. Anything can happen with derby. So that's the only thing that's giving me hope for it derby. Ausanovo was saying, to me, Tolu was still playing a vital role, so there was no need to take him out. I was actually kind of surprised by Tolu going out before Usail. I don't know whether Usail was left out because Uzwane still wanted to do the crosses and have some aerial threats and something like that. I don't know. But I was shocked to Tolu went out before Usail because he wasn't good in the first half at all. Even in the second half. Even missed that. I think that was the best chance that we had. Usbongobuku is saying, we don't have attacking players that we practice. Guys, please do like the video, by the way. Please do like the video. Oh, he was injured. Tolu was limping and he was crying. Maybe he was injured. Hey, if he was crying, that's another thing. I did see him doing this. I thought it was just being tired or disappointed. He was even crying. Wow, I wonder what that is. That must be serious. If he was crying. Okay, let me continue now. My comments. Yeah, where's Anovu? So he was injured. So it makes sense why. Because usually Utoli gets like 80 minutes. He's the one who gets subbed after 85 minutes. Sibongobuko is saying, we don't have attacking players that we practice where we know where players are and what to do. In England, look at Arsenal. They give the ball to Saka or Martinelli on the wing and players go on the box. It's because I think it was Mandla was complaining about Sahel and not taking on players. And Dolly are now expected to do the final touch thingy, and the taking on of players is no longer there. Umdu who does that actually, who can take the ball and run at people. So yeah, we do lack depth. We need more players. Umandla is saying, Pilo, all professional teams concede such goals. But if you're a good team, it doesn't change anything. Also, it was unlucky, Mpilo. The ball landed by Siabi, fortunately. Without that, Ngezana touch, no goal. No, I'm not blaming Ungezana. Don't get me wrong there. I'm not blaming Ungezana, right? But at the end of the day, they say luck is when opportunity meets preparedness. Ronaldo has so many goals that are tap-ins. At a point, people were calling him, oh, he's just a tap-in king. But to tap in a goal, you need to be in the right position. So, Usiabi, the ball fell onto him. He capitalized on a mistake or luck, as you call it. At the end of the day, if you are there to pounce on the lucky goals, you're going to win. Because where was the Chiefs when Usangare was saving the ball and there was no one to finish it off? Because if Usangare could have made a better save, that ball wouldn't have spilled to the 18 area. But it did. But there were no player here, Kaizer Chiefs, who was there to finish those chances off. So my point is, yes, it was luck. But the thing is, for luck to end up happening. Ngeke win lotto if you don't play. To win lotto, you have to play it. So it was luck, but it had to be there. Otherwise, it wasn't gonna go in. So the question is, if SEKHUKHUNE were ready to pounce on lucky goals, why were we not ready to prevent unlucky moments? Right? We see all the time players clearing a ball from goal line. Watching, yes, you should watch Real Madrid when they play. I hate that team with a passion, but you should watch them play. Like Real Madrid will have a goal line clearance. They will have Courtois stretching. You can't imagine how he saved that. They will have Militao coming, defending and heading the ball and heading the post, hitting his head, and then it gets bandaged. They defend, somehow it happens because they are always prepared for every other scenario. If there is a mistake that happens, we are there to cover the mistake. And Tina, we're not there. And on the second thing, all teams concede such goals. They do, but the thing is, Tina, we don't have the capacity to then come back. All the teams can concede those goals. And Tina, this season, I think there have been 3 times, where we try to come back in games, twice actually. Because I remember the teams that scored against us first and then we came back. It was the Gallants who ended up drawing 1-1. And then it was, I think, Super Sport who ended up winning 2-1. And then the one last week in Nedbank Cup. So it's only 3 games where we've been able to come back. So mina my waruguti, all professional teams go through such moments, yes. But usually those teams can come back and fight their way back. Tina, our main thing is uguti, we play, we dominate, and we mess up things. So why not? I disagree, Mandla. If you are there in the right spaces, you can try at least. Because there is a team that is playing, but in your box, there's a player running free. It's not like this was a deflection and everything else happened. No. There was no one picking him up. Umat was still jogging back. There was no one. So it's not like he ball bouncile, it hit the surface and somehow it deflected back and it was a goal. No. No one was marking him. That's my issue, Minuguti. Fine, Gezana tries to clear. It's unfortunate it doesn't happen. But still, in the box, there is a striker with so much space. How does that happen? It's actually, for me to say that was a lucky goal, it's actually offensive to that strike. Because it was free in the box. It wasn't actually a lucky goal. He was just free in the box. No one was marking him. In fact, you, Mandla, let me just remind you, you are the same person who said we should have played crosses into the box and then have Usamgelo Zwane wait outside the box so that he can then hit the balls, second balls. So SEKHUKHUNE Nabo, they were waiting for the second ball and it dropped to them and then they capitalized on that. So that's why I'm saying, how can we not be there to clear the second ball? Because Ungezana cleared the first one, which was a cross, but there was no one to assist him with the second ball. Anyways, let me read other comments. Usbongobuk is saying, and the one crosses are low and they are usually looking for someone or putting an open space for someone to score. Easy way to score for Chiefs as they can stretch out defenses. Abo Martinelli by staying wide. Tina ngatas understand nanoguti yini depth. In fact, we make the field smaller on Usbongobuk. If you notice, Ufrosla and even Solomon's on the right, what he does, he gets the ball and he runs in, but he doesn't play the ball to the person who's wide. He's trying to force into the congested area, and in that way you are actually going to them where they are. And Osaka, you'll have Martinelli or not Martinelli, Ben White. He comes in, and then when he comes in, Osaka stays wide. So the defender has to make a decision. Do I stay with Saka or do I follow Ben White? If he follows Ben White, then Ben White still plays the ball wide. So now the defense gets shifted again. And then Usaka, because he's a skillful player, he takes out 1 or 2 defenders and then he's in the box and then he's playing. Kanditina, the width that we're trying to use sijike singene phakathi sigcine singene phakathi. So that's my thing ukuthi we go to the spaces and areas where there is congestion, so then by default we cannot say we can use width. We cannot. So that just sucks. Especially saying I'm disappointed with everyone today, but Dolly was really tired today. Oh, really tried. Yeah. So he got injured. I only found out manje post match ukuthi actually got injured. Slindo Kuhle is saying Zwane must go. Mandla is saying below we had to cross. We don't have the players to break down teams sitting like this. I think it goes back to what I was saying earlier. My thing is that these players get frustrated with each other, and you can tell abadlali bethu when they get frustrated with each other. You can just see now they are frustrated and sebeyadigilan. Like I remember even you were talking about how who's this guy? You were talking about how Solomons was not passing a ball to Sile anymore. Because at some point was feeling like uzolidlisa vele. So why should I give him the ball? And because they were losing it and they were angry, then they were like ngcono zama ukuphasa cause masibaphasela laba baseboxini bazozidlisa, which then cost the team in any case. By the way, please do like the video. So I think that thing yokuthi if frustration boils out and then they end up just saying, why should I pass a person ozozidlisa vele? 4 more minutes because the battery is also running out. 3 minutes actually. Specifically saying our midfield looked so lost without Sithebe. Hey, enye though, but even up front we're not creating chances. Like I don't know what to say. Mandla is saying Chimita wasn't a good defender, so as a coach, I don't know. He retired at an early age for that same reason. Fanny is saying Mokocho is right. Chiefs is too predictable. Even if this game can play again, Chiefs won't beat SEKHUKHUNE. All Chiefs attacking players must yabona uqinisile lapho Chiefs were predictable, Shem. Like there was nothing that we could have that it defeats me. Glenn is saying it's the same old story of having a hard time defending against a team that is sitting back. The same issue that Kaizer Chiefs had when they were playing against 10 men for almost the entire game. Exactly. And it's weird because we are supposed to be prepared for such situation, especially knowing that SEKHUKHUNE were gonna sit deep. They were gonna sit deep very by default, but since they scored early, that then pushed them to sitting even deeper for the entire game. So I don't understand. Use Abulela is saying playing with no direction, specifically saying Caleb, I know I said I miss him, but today reminded me exactly. I want him on the bench most of the time. Zanovu is saying with this performance, we cannot win that bank. Yes, Pirates, we can beat because they are scared of us. Stelizo SEKHUKHUNE will kill us. If you cannot create goal scoring opportunities, you cannot score. Yeah, shame. Yeah, and then it sucked. But guys, do let me know what you think. Again, my comments, Petrilamle camera liapela. And besides, I don't want the live stream to be way too long for people who will be watching after it goes live. So overall, I will say I'm disappointed. We will see next week. We're playing against. What are we playing against next week? We're playing against Cheaper in Eastern Cape. So we'll see what happens. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. I will see you on the next one. And until next time, remember, equals. I'll pay you more.